Yo, Z-bars. It's gonna take me some time to get used to it, but I'm loving it so far. YouTube, thanks for checking back into the channel. My name is Jason. Today I wanted to talk about the Biltwell Z-bars. I just installed them this past week, and today is the first time that I'm giving it a little test run. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit different. I'm still trying to get used to it. I also installed the Arlen Nest grips, as you can see here. I didn't see a whole lot of information on YouTube, so thought I might throw something up. I wanted to talk about, you know, just some of the specs and the reason why I bought them, the installation. I wanted to just go over that. Also wanted to talk about just how they feel, which is the most important thing. I've had the Sporty for about a year and a half now, and for the most part I just kept with stock bars. I knew that I always wanted to change out the bars, but I never knew exactly which ones I wanted to get. I sort of knew that I wanted to stay away from T-bars. I think the installation is a little bit complicated. Didn't want to have to extend any cables. I've watched a lot of Blockhead videos. Shout out to Blockhead for putting up so much helpful information. So I went with the Biltwell 6-inch Z-bars. I didn't know this beforehand. I bought a pair of Z-bars that were about 4-inch rise. I thought that was going to be enough, but apparently the stock bars has about like a 4-inch rise. So part of the reason why I went with the 6-inch Z-bars is that I wanted a little bit more comfort. I wanted a little bit more rise. I felt like with the stock handlebars, I was leaning down a little bit too much. And so over a long period of time, my back was starting to hurt. So I thought, why not maybe raise the handlebar height, and that could help. This is what I have currently set up right now on the bike, and it's the maiden voyage with the 6-inch Z-bars. Some of the specs, you know, obviously it's about $120 from Biltwell. Great company. The width of the handlebars is something that I'm kind of getting adjusted to. I believe it's about 24 or 25 inches in width, and the stock handlebars are about, I think, like 29 or so. So much shorter in width. So your arms are closer together. It's definitely a little bit more of an aggressive stance. But so far, so good. I'm liking it. I'm not hunched over on my back as much. So I think it's a pretty comfortable position for me. I am 5'8", just for reference. Oh, aesthetics was something that I definitely considered. I like the look of the stock handlebars. I like how it's low and flush with the tank. Over the course of time, I was like, you know, 6 inches rise isn't going to be that drastic of a difference from 4 inches. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
So I went with the 6-inch. I did replace the stock grips. Bought some Arlen Nest grips. Had some good reviews on them. Had them in right now. They feel good. They feel good. So overall, I'm pretty happy. Let's talk about the installation. I've never installed handlebars before. I was always a little intimidated by it. But after watching a few YouTube videos, primarily Blockhead, look at all these people golfing. I felt confident enough, and sure enough, the installation, you know, taking off the handlebars and putting them on, the new ones on, was not that difficult. I would say, you know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You do need the right tools, obviously, but aside from that, they were pretty simple. Where I would say the difficulty rises is the cable management, because the width of the handlebars are more narrow. You do need to be a little bit more mindful when you're fitting this on. Like, here's my brake reservoir. It's very close to my fairing. If I didn't have this fairing, probably would have made things a little bit easier. The mirrors and the stock turn signals, you're going to need to either reposition the stock turn signals or just get rid of them altogether, or something, because they don't all fit. At least it didn't fit with my setup. So yeah, the installation, I would say on a scale of like, you know, 1 to 3, 3 being super difficult, I'll say it's like 1.5. I was able to do it without any major complications. I just had to tug on the brake lines a bit. The stock brake lines did fit with the 6-inch. That was something that I was very nervous about, because I read from reviews that for some people it didn't work, for some it did. So you're basically taking a big gamble. What I had to do was just tug on the brake lines quite a bit, and there's a little grommet right here that you just need to kind of play with. I pulled mine out, not by purpose, but by accident, but I think it worked out because it did give enough slack to be able to fit the lines. So yeah, difficulty, not too bad. If you're looking at the 6-inch Z-bars, I would definitely recommend it. If you don't want to go with something drastically high and you don't want to change out the brake lines, the 6-inch Z-bars on an Iron 83 definitely worked out for me. The biggest thing for me that I want to test out is, how does this feel? Does it feel any different? I've read some reviews that it's more comfortable because of its height, and your seating position is a little bit more upright.
I'm comfortable. I'm sitting back pretty.
I've also read that it, reduces some of the vibrations. I didn't notice. I wasn't paying attention too much on the vibration, but I guess it might be kind of true. We'll see a little bit more. Turning. My decision triangle sort of looks like, you have comfort, you have aesthetics, and you have price. So if I can hit 2 of those 3 and sacrifice a little bit on one end, that's a big win for me. So for me, I was sacrificing a little bit of the looks, but the comfort definitely increased, and the price was there. It was spot on. It's $120, not much, but definitely a big payoff. So right now, I'm going about 50 miles an hour. Jesus Christ. I was wondering if it's going to help reduce the wind drag, because your hands are closer together. There's less surface area for the wind to catch you. So theoretically it should reduce wind drag. I won't really know until maybe I test it out on the highway, but so far so good. Really comfortable. I like it. The turning is something that I'm still kind of getting used to. I think it might just be in my mind, but it does feel like there's less of a vibration to the handlebars from the stock bars. So that adds to the comfort. Oh yeah, that feels real good.
I know that's right.
Wow. I feel like the wind is just slicing through me like butter, and there's not as much drag. That feels really good. The turning, I'm still getting used to. I feel like I have to use a little bit more of my body. But man, just this overall riding position and the hand position, the arm position makes me feel like you want to be more aggressive with this bike. It's kind of cool. Yo, Z-bars. It's gonna take me some time to get used to it, but I'm loving it so far. Okay, the corners are actually, I don't know, it's the same. It's not necessarily the same, but you're making a little bit of adjustment, but because you're more narrow, I feel like it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. All right. It'll take me some time to get adjusted to. This is just a first impression. Just wanted to let you guys know what I went through. The installation wasn't that hard, so if this is something that you're thinking about, I'll pull over here in a minute just so you guys can take a look to see how the handlebar sits flush with the bike. But overall, I feel like this was a good, worthwhile investment for $120. I also do need to adjust my mirrors. Just can't see anything. And also the mirrors is something that I'm gonna show you guys in the next video, because I did upgrade the stock mirrors to LED mirrors, which is kind of cool. All right. Like I said, I had to remove the LEDs just because it just wouldn't fit with how narrow the handlebars are, but the side angle, you know, I think it looks pretty good. You're getting more comfort, you're getting less wind drag, so I think overall that's a win. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Hope this was helpful. Like I said, definitely worth the investment. It's an easy do-it-yourself project that you can knock out in a couple of hours. This has been fun. I'm gonna bounce. I'll check you guys later. Peace.